Hello and welcome to your class with me today. I'm Helga. I hope that you are well wherever you are at home in the world and that you're enjoying November so far. Nice autumn season. So let's get on the mat together, just sitting here more or less somewhere in the center. And just take a moment to arrive and also just give ourselves thanks for actually taking the time for self-care and for movement. So for today's session, you're not going to need any socks, so just feel free to take off your socks and to connect to your breath. Just soft, nice breaths coming in and out at the beginning of the session. And in your cross-legged position, feel free to just take a few seconds to really readjust yourself as you need. So if you want to have your legs really sort of nice and crossed, or if you just want to have them a bit more freestyle and have a bit more space here in between, just as long as your sitting bones and your hips feel good and that your back is relatively straight. You can also sit on a yoga brick or a pillow at home if you want to be more elevated. And then I'd like to invite you to just place your attention a little bit on your heart center here. Breathing into your heart and just softening yourself a little bit, letting any worry, any tension, any sort of mental activity just leave your field for today's class. Purely staying connected to your body and to your feminine energy today. Relaxing your face as well, just sort of visualizing a radiant light that gives you wellness and helps you shine and glow from within. So maybe you're starting to smile like I am, or you just feel a bit more relaxed inside. Keeping our seated position for a few more breaths, so just breathing naturally, softly in and out. Inhaling softly into your whole radiant woman body. And sigh out. Allowing yourself to fully feel everything, every part of your body right now. And just letting go. Few more rounds of breath. Let's do them together. Let's make them 2. Inhaling once. And release breath. Inhaling 2. And sigh out everything. Nice. So now shifting to a tabletop position, so finding the hands to the mat. Keeping your soft face and your radiant glow within. Knees are under the hips. And there's space between your fingers, so you want active hands, and the hands are flat on the mat. So just taking a moment to enjoy this connection of your palms to the mat, really anchoring yourself energetically strongly into the earth. And then from this position, starting to arch your back very slowly, just one vertebra at a time, looking up. And breathing here as you look down between your knees and round your back. These are nice cat-cows. So just synchronizing your breaths with your movements in whatever way you want. So transitioning from rounding your back like an angry cat up to sky, really pushing the floor away, and then finding softness as you arch your back, slide the shoulders a little bit more behind you. And feeling particularly your lower back, the base of your spine, your pelvic floor, just sort of letting that all open gently and move a little bit if there's any stagnant energy. And also let these cat-cows just really flow. So me, for example, naturally now I'm feeling inclined to just move a bit more quick and sort of really let my hips come into it. And I'm pushing myself slightly back and forth, sort of rocking a little bit back and forth in my cat-cow. So inviting you as well to just really take any movement here in your cat-cows that feel nice. And softly coming back to center eventually. So just really making your movements smaller and smaller until you are back into a nice tabletop position with me. And feeling yourself anchored back into the earth now, nice and stable, still with the hands. So the hands haven't moved at all. Knees and hands are still in their same spot. Okay, so finding your stability and your strength, you might want to just walk your knees ever so slightly closer together, maybe the hands as well. As you raise your left leg off the ground in a nice straight line, with the toes pointing down towards the floor. So really pushing all the way down towards your heels, sort of feeling your hamstrings, all the legs stretch. And breathing quite strongly and generously into this. And place your foot down, knee back to the mat. Elongating your right leg this time. Nice long line here as well. Pointing the toes, facing the floor. And your back is relatively straight. We're not arching the back too much. We can have a slight little movement here also in the glute, just contracting ever so slightly. And place your knee down. Raising your left leg again in a line and taking your right arm off the floor. Just looking down at your mat, so opposite arm and leg are extended. Breathing here, elongating your whole spine. Down to the heel, all the way to the fingertips. Now looking up, still in the same shape, bending your knee, and we come and grab the foot with a hand if we can, or in that direction. So no sudden movements, of course, in your body, just do what's good for you. If you are grabbing the foot, feel free to lift that knee off the floor even more by squeezing your left glute. Breathing super nicely here into the whole body. And release the grip. Take a moment to connect to the floor again in your tabletop. And then we do the same on the other side. So first, right leg lifts off the floor in a line. Then taking the left arm off, feeling into this nice position here as we really elongate and stretch ourselves. Looking down at the mat. And then when you are ready, taking your gaze upward towards the sky as you bend your knee, coming with the hand behind you to grab that foot or towards that foot. Breathing here nicely, really kicking that knee far off the floor. And place everything down. Beautiful. Finding your tabletop again. From here, we'll take a thread needle, sliding your right arm under your left armpit. Right side of face comes right down on the mat. And you just rest here. Option to extend the left arm if that feels good. Just softening your shoulders and your back and your jaw, letting yourself melt. And your belly is soft. Connecting with that radiant, glowing light again. And now coming into thread the needle on the other side, left arm under right armpit, left side of face on the mat. An option to extend that right arm. Letting your heart space just really radiate goodness and feminine energy here in this pose. Letting go of any control. And softly bring yourself back up into your tabletop for our next pose. So we're going to take a pigeon, which is a really, really beautiful hip opener and a release as well. We are often quite stiff in our hips. So we're going to start with the right leg at the front in pigeon pose. So from your tabletop, bringing your right knee to the front, more or less under your right wrist. And then walking the foot, the heel, more or less under the left hand. But obviously everybody's a little bit different in this pose. The point is not to take a perfect pigeon pose. It is just to find that sweet spot that works for you. So you should be feeling a bit of a stretch here in your right side of hip. So there's different options in pigeon pose. This is fine. Being on the palms, for example, for me right now is more than enough. I am feeling the stretch on my right side of the hip. So you could stay here and just breathe. Option number 2 is to come down on the forearms. So you take whatever option you want. And as you are here in your beautiful pigeon pose, you can imagine a little bit all the sensations, the little tinglings that you feel in this stretch. Just being stuck energy that is leaving your body, that is rearranging itself in your energy field. Just so you can find new space within. And on your next inhale, gently find a tabletop again and switch the legs for pigeon on the other side. You might find that it's a little bit different from one side to the other. Generally, most people do feel a little bit more stiff in one leg. I, for example, definitely feel more flexible here in this one on my left. So no judgment, just observing the body and getting to know your body a little bit better. So pigeon on the palms or on the forearms. Softening into this pose. Finding grace in your shape, not holding onto any tension at all. If you have the tongue glued to the roof of your mouth, you can just take that tongue away. Let your jaw relax, forehead be soft. Softening the shoulders and the upper back as well. And just breathing into the left side of the hips here. And slowly coming out of pigeon and simply lay on your belly now. Coming onto the floor, belly down. Finding a sphinx pose. So forearms are on the mat. Elbows are anchored into the earth. You can definitely have a bit of space between your heels. So the pubic bones are sort of pushing into the ground. So this is a nice, gentle back bend, opening the heart space towards the horizon. And you can look right ahead, just in front of you, with your eyes open or closed. Fully breathing here. No tension in the neck. And just like we did in tabletop earlier, the palms of the hands are really anchored into the earth. Flat hands with space between the fingers. From here, we're going to flow into locust pose. So bringing your arms behind you, forehead comes on the mat. Just for a moment. And then we lift the knees off the floor. We're looking down at the mat. And we lift the arms off as well, squeezing everything tightly together, squeezing the shoulder blades. Keeping the legs close to each other. Just really lifting everything off the floor. Very nice, active pose for the whole body. Strengthening and rejuvenating. Option here in locust pose, still looking down at the mat, not moving the head, to gently bring your arms in front of you and then back. So arms in front and then alongside the body again for a little bit of shoulder mobility. Using your breath here to help you. And then place your hands towards chest level on the mat. Push yourself into child's pose. So knees come out wide. I'm sitting on the heels, and the forehead can come down on the mat. Or with the hands under forehead as a pillow to be a little bit more elevated if that feels better. And in your child's pose, you are welcome to give your forehead a little massage so you can rock your forehead side to side. Letting your hips sink into the floor. Letting your lower back be heavy. Now, if you had your hands under your forehead, take them away and extend your arms, still in your child's pose. And then walk both of your hands slightly towards the left. So almost off the mat for a side stretch here. Breathing into this. And now walking your hands towards the right side here. And back to center. Gently lift yourself back into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under and let's take our final pose, downward facing dog. Tucking toes, lifting knees off the floor. Hands are nice and anchored with a space between the fingers. Finding down dog here. The knees can be bent. Looking between the feet. The chest is close to the thighs. You can walk your dog if you want, bending one knee then the other. Just taking your time, breathing nicely into this pose. Place your knees on the mat and join me in a seated position to close our practice today. You can have your eyes open or closed. Joining the palms of the hands together at the heart center. And the back is straight. Connecting to that radiant glow, that feminine energy flowing through you with inspiration and wellness and softness. And there are no worries to have in your daily life. You can always connect with this light, with your own body and your wellness. Gently opening your eyes if you had them closed. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed and that you feel connected to yourself and rejuvenated. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.